I am Timothy Lent from New Visions for Public Schools, and in this video, you are going to learn how to make a copy of a resource in the New Vision Social Studies curriculum so you can share it with students. So here I am on curriculum.newvisions.org. I'm going to click on Social Studies. Here I am on the site. Sometimes a pop-up will pop up. We're going to just get rid of that. So let's say I'm teaching Global History 2, and I'm going to go to the third unit, the Industrial Revolution. And I'm going to scroll down until I see a box that describes a topic that I'm teaching. In this case, the Industrial Revolution in Great Britain. I'm going to click here to expand that box and choose industrialization and urbanization's effect on British cities. Let's click there. All right, so I want to share this with students in my class digitally so they can do the work in the resource and then send it back to me so I can give them feedback and grade them. That's my goal. So you would think, oh, well, that's easy. If I'm using Google Classroom, I'll click on this Share to Google Classroom icon. No, please do not do that. I know it's counterintuitive because here it is on our website, but please do not hit this button if you want to share these resources with your students, because it will share everything that's in the document. And this document, as with most of our resources, includes some teacher-specific information, like standards information and also some possible responses to the formative assessment. So do not click this button. Instead, I want you to click the purple Open Resource button. All right, it's going to load. All right, so here's my resource that I want to share with my students. And with all of our resources, they are view only to the public, which means that you can see what's in the resource. You can even click on some of these links and you can go to them, but you can't change anything. It's like a PDF. So here I am, I'm selecting this part of the document and I'm hitting delete, and nothing's happening. This is the part of the document that you probably won't want to share with students, the teacher materials. You'll want to get rid of that before you share it. So how do you do that? The first step is that you have to be signed into some kind of Google account. It could be a personal account, it could be a school account, it doesn't matter. You just got to be signed in. And I know I'm not signed in because right up here on the top right-hand corner, it says sign in. If I were signed in, I would see the first letter of my name there, or maybe my face. That's how I would know. So I'm going to click sign in first. That's my first step. I'm going to sign in with my personal account. Great. Now that I'm signed in, it takes me right back to the document. All right, I'm signed in, but still I cannot edit this thing. It's still view only privileges. It's like a PDF. Now you might think, oh, I really want to edit this document. So I'm going to click Request Edit Access. Please don't do that either. If you hit this button, it will send an email to myself or one of my colleagues, and then you'll get an automatic reply from us explaining to you how to actually make a copy of this document so you can use it. We will not give you editing access of this particular document because this is the one that everyone in the world can see. And we don't want everyone editing all the documents. So now that I'm signed in, step 1, sign in. Step 2 is to go up here to File. When you hit File, you go down to Make a Copy. That's the major step. File, make a copy. File, make a copy. That's how you make a copy of the resource. So I'm going to hit Make a Copy. It gives me an opportunity to rename this if I want. Maybe I'll just change the title. And then I can also organize it in some way. I'm going to leave it unorganized and just change my title. So I'm going to hit OK. It's going to make me a copy. And the big difference here is that this document that was just generated, this copy of mine, is now my own document. It's not owned by the people who created the New Visions curriculum. So this one is mine. I can do whatever I want with it, and all of a sudden I can edit. So if I want, I can select this and hit delete, and there you go, that table goes away. So if I were to share this with my students, first I would read through the teacher materials so I know what the creators intended, and then I would definitely get rid of all those teacher materials. I'm going to select it, hit delete, and then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to read through all the resources and decide if there are things that I want to keep or if I want to change. Like maybe I have my own way of giving the definition of the Industrial Revolution. I've been using it with my students all year, so I'm going to replace this with that. Okay, so as I go through and I approve all of these resources I'm going to share with my students, I get to the end of the document. And now I get to share it with my students. I can, let's say I can want to download this as a Microsoft Word document or a PDF. I go to File and then Download, and I have all these options. I know some people use platforms that are better for Microsoft Word, and some people use platforms that are better for PDF. You can download it here. No matter what platform you use and what type of file you end up with, I really suggest that you make all your modifications here in Google Documents. These resources are created in Google Documents, and if you try to download them first, like let's say I download this in Microsoft Word first, I might have some different formatting issues, or maybe some of the images won't appear. You can eliminate all those possibilities by making all your changes here in Google Docs and then sharing it with your students through whatever platform you're using. But that will be the topic of another video, not this one. So that's how you go to the New Vision site, select your resource, and make a copy of it, and then modify it before you share it with your students. If you have any other questions about the curriculum, feel free to send me an email at tlent@newvisions.org. Thanks.